I'm Angie. Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to demo using my BetterPress. This was gifted to me by my friend, very good friend in the US, Laurie, and I just absolutely love it. So let's get down to showing you what you can do with this amazing little machine. First of all, let's just introduce you to the machine. So this is your BetterPress. You've got your main plate, which they call the chase, and sitting inside there you have your magnetic insert and your top plate, which they call the platen. Here you've got markings. It does say A7 and A2. Obviously for the British that would be A5 and A6. It's got magnetic little corners there to sit in place, so that when you run this through your machine, that will push down. This does also come with some little plastic shims, 3 plastic shims. What I do with these, depending on what machine you use, you do need to have not necessarily a manual machine, but it does need to be a machine like the Platinum or the Big Shot. The Gemini won't work with this. It's too, the mouth of the Gemini is far too narrow, so you do need a machine with the wider mouth, if you like. So these 3, for my particular machine, everybody's machine may be different, but for my particular machine I need to have those 3 under there, plus an additional piece of card. This is probably about 200 GSM. This is just for my machine specifically. Yours may be different. So also comes in the package with these, you get a BetterPress ink. It's a very hard pad. It's not a spongy pad, obviously because you don't want ink flowing all over your plates. And you get this little roll of tape. It's very nice tape. It's good. It sticks well, but it doesn't rip your paper or anything when you pull it off. They do advise when you put your paper on here to tape it down, because your paper will move if you don't when you run it through your machine. It also comes with a free plate. This is a very pretty one that came with mine. There is some colour on there. That's the ink has dyed it. Despite using the archival cleaner, it has coloured my plate slightly, but it doesn't harm it. It doesn't affect your next piece. It doesn't leave any colour behind or anything like that. So just be aware of that. Always best to clean your plates when you finish with them, obviously. Paper. Now this paper, this is cotton paper, 100% cotton paper. And this little pack, you get a few sheets of 3 different colours. You've got like a greyish colour. I don't know if you can see the differences in the colours on the camera here, but you've got a greyish colour. I don't know if you'd call that ivory or cream, whatever that is, and then the white. This is what's going to give you your best results. Whatever you use, you won't get better than this. It is quite expensive, but it is worth buying it. But there are other papers that you can use that do work. I've tried several. This is Creative Expressions watercolor card. It's about 290 GSM. This works really well too, and I have used this quite a lot. I'll give that a go to show you that it does actually work. And then I found this online. This is handmade paper. Again, it's 100% cotton. It's very thick. I think it's probably thicker than 300 GSM. Oh yeah, there you go. It's 320 GSM. and I like it. Because it's got this rough edge around it, gives you that lovely rustic look on your card. So this I found online for a place called Paper Story. It's called the Great Little Art Shop. I'll link it anyway, just in case you want to give it a go. It does work quite nicely, and I thought we might have a go at some different kinds of cardstock as well. We've got some silver pearl. I think these are all roughly around about 220 GSM. We'll try some mirror, we'll try some craft, and we'll try some satin card. And obviously that's the paper I've just shown you, and then I've just got some ordinary. This is like a leather look kind of card, very pretty, but we'll give those a go as well, and we'll see if we can make a couple of nice cards while we're at it. So let's start with the actual stuff that comes with it. I've just pulled out a few little presses that I've got here at hand. There are other places that do sell BetterPress plates now, or they have their own version, but they will all work in your BetterPress. I can't think of the names. I know that you can get these from Spellbinders, but the Altenew, there's several places that you can that do sell Altenew goods where you might find some of these. Hero Arts are another one, and I think Pink Fresh is one that I've heard of. I'm not sure, but yeah, look around, because other people seem to start jumping on board and seem to be making these plates for the BetterPress now, so worth a look. Okay, so let's start off with some actual BetterPress paper. Now let's just put that upside down that way. Now that fits beautiful in there as it's meant to. This is A6 size, A2 if you're Americans, A6 British. Now I have seen videos where they tell you to get a piece of tape and roll it back like this, fold it and stick it to the back, and that will hold that to your platen plate. I wouldn't advise it, because I can feel that under there, which means that when I run that through my machine, that's going to squeeze harder there, and it's going to squish your ink out, so you're going to have a blob of ink right in the middle of your project. So I do not advise doing that at all. My common sense tells me not. So what I do is I'll put a little bit on each corner. Now other people have said, what if you're using a full back plate, you're going to have your corners missing? Well, that's fine, just round your corners off. Just round your corners off. Or, I mean, you don't have to have it right over the corner, just do it a tiny bit. It will hold it in place. But if you don't put any tape on at all, your paper is very likely to move. I've tried it, and it's moved on mine. So there's my paper in place. Let's pull that off there. Let's give this beautiful flower one that comes. This is gorgeous. Let's give this a little go. Let's pull that out there. It moves, stick well in these bags, I'll say. Give them that much. Right. So you can line that up. Obviously, with having your squares and everything in place, it gives you that you know what I mean. You can line it up to exactly where you want it to be, so you know where the edge of your paper is going to come to. Let's have a little saying on that one. What we got? To my favourite person, and to my favourite person again. Oh, it's different spellings. Okay, so you've got that's really good actually. You've got the American spelling and you've got the British spelling. we have a U in it, whereas the Americans don't. So let's, seeing as I'm British, I will use the British one. Line that up again, like I say, use the lines to line up your, so you don't get on the skew. There you go. Once that's in place, you can now ink your plate. Again, inks, this is another thing. People keep saying, what inks can you use? Yes, the BetterPress ink, again, is probably the best that you can get for this. Like I said before, it's got quite a hard pad. It isn't a spongy, uber juicy pad like some are. But I have tried several inks and they do work. This is one of my favourites to use, the Lavinia Elements, but this is a soft pad and it is extremely juicy. So when you're putting this onto your plate, do it very, very lightly, because if you put too much ink on, it will squish out the sides when you run it through your machine. And if you do get any onto your magnetic insert, wipe it off, because it will pick it up when you run it through your machine onto your paper. I do love it, but if you use this, be very, very careful and very sparing with it. Just a warning, just from my experience with it. I've also tried these Encore inks. I've had these for years and years and years, and I found these in my stash not too long ago when I was sorting something out. These are metallic inks, I believe. I'm not sure if these are dye or pigment inks. Let's unlike other metallic inks, this non-toxic wood soluble pigment inks, so it dries quickly. But these are nice because they just give you that little bit of extra shine. I've only got these three, unfortunately, but so they're quite nice. So you can use pigment inks as well. Brilliant. It's an archival ink. You can't go wrong with any archival ink, you know, full stop, really. Again, make sure you clean your pads with this archival cleaner to make sure you get everything off. This will work really well. I've tried that as well. And of course you can use your VersaFines as well. Again, these are a hard pad, so these are good ones to use. They work okay. But let's have a look. We'll try some different cardstocks and some different inks. First of all, we'll try the BetterPress, because that's what we're looking at today mainly. Now, when you put your ink on, there's no point just padding it like this. You won't get enough coverage. But if you put it down and twist it, you will get a nice bit of coverage on your plate. You see, I just dab it all over until you think you've got it all covered. I think that's about it on that one. That's moved. I shall have to just put that back in place. There you go. That's it. I've probably over inked that, to be honest with you, but let's see how that comes out. I think I've got that level again now. Yeah. Right, so turn the plate over. I always keep one end up. Get one end in place first onto your magnets and then drop it down. See, that grabs. And run that through your machine. I'm using the Platinum today. Now, different machines, I found that sometimes, let's just see how that's come out. Beautiful. I've missed a little bit of ink up the top there, but you can, I don't know if you can see that, but I have on some of mine with different papers, rather than just run this through as I have done just now, I will put an extra piece of card on top and run it through, depending on the cardstock I'm using. So you may need extra shims with different types of paper. But it's everybody's machine is slightly different. Some machines won't need as many shims and some may. And there you go. Look, if you can see, it has actually, you can feel that it's pressed into your card. And it is beautiful. Fine lines. I will have to put a little bit of, use a very fine pen to put, you know, where I've missed there, I think. So yeah, is that gorgeous or not? That's with the proper BetterPress paper, and that is lovely, lovely paper. We'll keep the same thing on for now. Let's have a go with, I'm going to leave the cotton one till last because I'm going to make a card with that. Okay, let's try the watercolour card then. This is Creative Expressions watercolour card. Again, I'll use the BetterPress ink so you can just see if there's any difference. Yes, I'll try not to miss the edges this time. The points of the leaves. That's the one I missed last time, wasn't it? I've moved that on my plate again now. Now I've managed to get a little bit of that onto my magnetic shim, so I'm just going to give that a quick wipe. Little cotton strings that come off it. I don't want that getting onto my paper and spoiling my image. Let's have a look. Let's straighten that back up. Okay. Let's just put that there a minute. Let's put another piece of paper in place. I mean, for most of these papers and things, most of the dies and things, should I say, they will work centrally anyway, but it's if you're using a full plate that fills that is where you're going to come across issues, maybe with your tape, but you'll find a way. You'll find a way. Right, let's give this one a go. This is on Creative Expressions watercolour paper now. Let's run that through. No extra shims. It's also advisable too, when you run it through your machine, just run it through the once and take this off, because if you pull it back through, if there is any movement at all, you're going to get double lines. Right, let's have a look at that. Now you can see the difference here. Let me just take that off there. This is the watercolour one. Now that looks, to me, that looks beautiful. It's come out quite nice, but if you compare it to the actual BetterPress paper, I can see a difference. I don't know if you can see a difference. Now this, it's the ink has come out blacker on this, and it seems to have pressed a little bit deeper than what it has on the watercolour card. I'm not sure what you guys can actually see, but it still looks beautiful, and it has, you can feel it, it has pressed. Not quite as deep as this, but it has pressed. There you go. So there are differences. Okay, so let's try one now. We've done that stuff, so let's try one now on should we give this craft card a go? So I don't really know how thick craft card is. I think it's around about 220, 240 GSM, but we'll have a go anyway. And this time we'll try a different ink. So I'll give this a clean. Let's put that top back on there. It still leaves it looking like a slightly pinky colour. A nice wipe as well when I'm at it. And this is part of your routine when you're using this. You do need to clean your plates. Well, don't need to. I prefer to keep my plates nice and clean. I don't like to leave them till the end of the day and then do them all together, because by then your ink's really dried on hard. Like I say, it does leave a pinky tint to you. Never mind, nothing. It's no biggie, you know. It won't kill it. It won't hurt it. Right. So let's try something else. Craft card, and let's have a go with this. This is just beautiful. Such a simple design, but it's so effective. So clean looking. I do like this. So we'll put that on, I think about there. That's got to be central, isn't it? Line up on those lines there. To the centre. Or nearabouts. Right, let's have a go with craft card. I've got a funny feeling this is going to be a bit flat. I think I'm going to need an extra shim for this, I reckon. Right, I'm going to try this with, let's have a look. So if I go with this Elements, I'll show you what I mean by this Elements ink. It is extremely juicy. So I'm dabbing it. I'm not even going to rub it like I did the others. I'm just going to dab it on as carefully as I possibly can and see what we get. Super juicy. Super juicy. So I've got that on my magnetic sheet and I don't want to get it on my card, so let's remove that. Right, so again, put my card in place. Got a bit bigger this time. Let's just stick it on in the old half an hour. Let's give that a go. Right, and I'm going to put an extra piece on top of that because that doesn't feel quite as thick or as spongy as the other card. So run that through. That felt like a good press. Let's see what we get there. Ooh, interesting. That's worked better than I thought it would. That's gone quite deep. If I'd have used a darker colour, we'd see it better, but let's take that off there again. Oh, I quite like that actually on the craft card. It's come out better than I expected. See, full of surprises. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that again. It's difficult to see. It hasn't pressed it through the card or anything like that, but it's definitely left an impression there. I like that. I like that. That's really good. That's good. Now then, there's one that I've been wanting to try and not done so yet. Let's get rid of that ink off there, because I'm going to try one without ink now, just to see. I want to try mirror card. See what we get from that. I just want to see how well it impresses it. Get a good impress or not. Again, I think I'm going to try it with a shim on it because it's not as thick as your BetterPress paper or anything like that. So let's run that through. Yay, look at that. Is that pretty or what? You see that? I'm liking that. Oops. Again, it'd be great, you know, if you're doing just a sentiment or anything like, you know, you're doing a stamped card or whatever, and you've got your sentiments with these BetterPress or your alternate or whatever else, you know, you could do a nice little sentiment. You don't even have to have colour, just that impress. It's beautiful. I really like that. It's not, again, it's not come all the way through. It's not chewed me paper or anything. That's, yeah, I like that. I'm impressed with that. I like that a lot. And that gives you an idea of what's actually happening on your other card stock as well. It's difficult to see it sometimes with the ink being there, but at least with this, you can actually see this is what you're getting. It does make an impression. Certainly impressed me. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And we'll try again. Let's try with this. We'll keep on the same one. This time we'll ink it. Let's have a look. What will work well on top of silver? We've tried the elements. Let's have a go at one of these Encore. Don't know if these will show up very well, to be honest, because these are metallic as well. But let's give this pink one a go. Now this is a softish sponge, so but it's not soaking like the Elements pads are, so you can, you know, give it a good dab in and a bit of a twist as you lay your ink. There you go. I think I've covered it all, and probably half the platen as well. There you go. Let's have a quick wipe round. And I've lost the tip from my star. There you go. Let's give this one a go. It's nice just to try out different kinds of card and paper. It's nice to show you don't have to just use, you know, the BetterPress paper. You can, there are other options. Again, I'm going to put an extra shim on, just so I can feel it bite as it goes through my machine. Then I know it's done something then. There we go, set that up there. Yeah, the colour didn't come out very well, but again, it has impressed it. It's that's quite pretty actually, very pretty actually. I quite like that. I'm too easy to please, me, aren't I? I'm just, I think that's really nice. Ah, there you go, you can see it on the back now. That's obviously a lot thinner, that card. I don't know if you can see that. Still feels smooth. It hasn't come through. It's not going to cut. It won't cut or anything like that. But, you know, you can see that it has impressed into that card. That's really nice, actually. Very subtle, that. I like it. I do like that. And I'm going to try it with the black satin. This is, I would say it's satin, it's I'm not sure what it's quite, it feels quite waxy actually. It's like a waxy feel to it. It's not your pearlescent satin sort of stuff. It's just, I don't know what that is actually. But we're going to give it a try anyway. Just wipe away that pink metallic. So that's another one we've tried. I'm going to try the Brilliance this time. The Brilliance white. See what we get from this, if it's not dried up. Right then. Like I say, some inks you can overload. And if you do, if the inks are very juicy and you do overload, it will squish. You will see it spread beyond your impression, which would be a shame because it does spoil it. But it's all about trial and error. You've got to give these things a try. You don't know till you try, is what I always say. Now then, let's just get that off there. Let's put the black paper on. See, you can just keep using this tape. I mean, it's going to last you for a long time. It's a little roll, but it'll last you forever. I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? I've done it upside down. What a silly move. We don't want it on the white side, we want it on the black satin side. Get a grip, Ange, get a grip. There you go. This is the side we want it on. That's it. And there you go. Let's give that one a go. Again, I'm doing an extra shim because it's not that thick. I'm so glad I hung on to my plaiting on machine when I got the Gemini. I always said I'd never get rid of the plaiting. It was the best machine I've had, to be honest. And if I'm honest, if I'm perfectly honest, I'd say it's better than the Gemini anyway. There, look at that. Beautiful. That's on the black satin. That would have to be left to dry for a little bit. You can see the ink's still wet on there. That's obviously because this is that satiny stuff. It's like I say, it's got a waxy feel to it. It's weird. I did buy it as black satin card. But I've not known any satin card quite like this one. It's usually, don't usually have that waxy feel to it, but it's nice. It's very nice. Look at that. Again, you can see the impression. You can see that it's gone through. You know, it's gone into the, sank into your card. I think it's lovely. That's come out beautiful. But that will smear if I touch it. That will need to be dried off. So be aware of that as well. If you what card you use, and if it's a smooth card and you're using ink, you are going to have to let it dry before you use it. Very nice. I'm impressed with that. I'm very impressed. Beautiful. And that's just showing you with a couple of different dyes that I've got a few more as well, and I've got some more on the way. And I'm actually waiting for some more plates. I'm also waiting for my new glimmer machine. I will be 60 this year, and my siblings have put some money together for me to buy my machine, and they've let me have it early. So hopefully sometime this week it should arrive, and I'll be showing you demos with that then as well, probably. So that's that one. Nice, very impressed with that. Right then, I'm now going to do, I think I'm going to do a couple of pieces using these. Let's just put this lot over here and out of the way. That's it. I'm going to use some of the A6 handmade for this, because I will actually make this one into a card, because I've done one like this before and I know it looks gorgeous. So let's get my card in place. I don't know if there's a right side or a wrong side with this. Anyway, we will see. I've got that lined up very well, have I? That's better. This feels really, really thick. Like I say, this is 320 GSM. Pure cotton made. Pure cotton. What do they call it? Cotton rag or something like that. So there's that in place. Right. I'm going to use the VersaFine this time. You can see how that works. Let's do this and this. Let's put those on there like that. I think we should have some little words underneath, because I'm going to do a card with this one. I'm going to actually do a card with this one. I'll do a couple of toppers and then I'll build the cards. How's that? Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Sending hugs. Feel better, way to go. I believe in you. What a beautiful day. Where's me? Let's have a look. This one always sticks to this outer packaging. A beautiful day. Obviously that's one of my favourites, because you can see I've used it before. There a little bit more. I do love this pine branches. They're pretty. They're just pretty. I think that's lined up nicely on there. Yeah. Let's give this a go then. Right, so we've got a VersaFine Claire Rainforest. It'll be quite dark. Ooh. See, that goes on well because it's a nice hard pad. A bit of a twist. See, if you give that a twist, it helps to coat it a bit more. Whereas if you just dab it, it doesn't really grab the ink so well. I think I've got plenty of ink on there. May even have over inked that. Let's have a look. We'll soon find out. Right, here we go then. Handmade cotton rag paper. Don't think I'm going to need an extra shim with this because it is very thick. So we'll just run that through, see what we get. Obviously as well, when you run it through your machine, you don't want to go whizzing through at 100 mile an hour either. Just take it through slowly and give it time to grab. There, look at that. That's just beautiful. I love it. And that ink has worked really, really well. Really, really well. Ooh. So that's good then. Another ink I can use. I've not tried the VersaFine, I don't think, before today. At least I know that works. That'll be a lovely rustic card just on its own, that will. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And then the next one I want to try is on this. It's like a leather look. I don't know if you can see that. Like a leather patterning in it. I'm going to go back to that Christmas one actually, I think, on here. That Christmas one on dark paper does look nice. And this comes off really well because these are all, most of the inks I've used are water-based, and it comes off quite well. I expected this not to come off so easy, but it has come off really easy. There, let's take those off there. Put them in its packet in a minute. Right, I've got a slightly bigger piece of card this time. Not quite A5 I don't think, but actually A7, is that A5 or is that oops, A5? No, it's not, is it? 7 by 5, yeah, 5 by 7. 5 by 7, so that A7 is actually smaller than A5, so I correct myself on that. And that A6 is definitely, I think that's 4 by 6. 4. No, that's smaller than that as well. Oh, shows me then, don't it? That shows me then, doesn't it? They're both slightly smaller than A5 and A6. Now I've already rounded my corners on this one. I've prepped a couple of cards ready so I can just thought it'd be nice to put a couple of cards together using some of the stuff that we've looked at today, so you can see the full effect of what we're going to get. So my card in place. Where's that Christmas one again? There it is. Let's give this one another try. I'm going to use the white ink again, I think, on this one, because I do want to centralise that, but it means that bit sticks out more that side than this side. So I am going to pull it slightly off centre. Only very slightly. There you go. Let's give this white a go again. So again, with the Brilliance Moonlight White, I think this one's called, yes, Moonlight White. This would look nice, I think, a nice silver. If you've got a silver metallic pad, I think that would look lovely on here. And I do have a silver metallic pad, but it is a little bit too juicy at the moment because I've tried it before and it does tend to spill a little bit. Just wipe off any excess. There you go. Right, hopefully I've got ink all over there. Extra shim again because it's not as thick, this card. It's probably only 220 GSM, so ooh, pretty. See, simplicity. Still slightly wet, that ink, so I'll have to be careful when I make that one up into a card. So yes, there you go. So we've tried some different papers, cardstock. We've tried a couple of different inks, and just for anybody, if you have one of these, just you know, play around. You know, you're not going to hurt it. Play around, see what works, see what doesn't work. You know, what can you do wrong? Really, nothing at all. You know. So we've tried the Brilliants, we've tried the Encore pigment inks, metallics. Whether you can still get these or not, I don't know, because these are years old. We've tried the Lavinia Elements. These are lovely for the colours, but like I say, they are very juicy, so do be very sparing with those. The VersaFines have worked really well. And of course the BetterPress ink, which is obviously going to be the best ink to use because it is meant to go with this. So I'm not sure who actually makes this ink. I don't know who it's made by. Yeah, so we've tried some different inks and we've tried some different papers, and I think these are all absolutely stunning results, really. We've not done anything wrong, have we? I can't say there's anything wrong with any of them. I mean, that's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, and then we're going to say we've got the black satin card, if I can grab it. The black satin card, which still hasn't dried yet. The silver, what's that one? The silver pearl. Yeah, it's pretty. Very pale, what I've used on there. You can barely see that, I know, but I'm trying to tip it to where you might be able to see it best. There, maybe, yeah. The gold mirror with no ink. You just get that lovely impression. And the craft card, which that worked really well. Again, because it's recycled, isn't it? So it's like a bit like handmade, I suppose. I don't know, but that's worked really well. I was surprised by that. I didn't expect much to come out of that. And then we've got the your watercolour, your standard watercolours, usually about 300 GSM. So you can use that as well. I mean, that, to me, that's come out fine. And you can paint this or colour it in as well, or just leave them just as they are. You know, try different colours of inks and, you know, several colours of ink, rainbows. You know, you can do a lot with this, really. Mix your inks up and dab them on. And of course, the BetterPress card, which is clearly a favourite. You can see the difference between those two. I certainly can. But yeah, can't fault it. Can't fault it. So, with those done, and these I'll put away in a minute. I won't bore you with all that lot. Let me just grab it all and put it out to one side. I will now build a couple of cards, which I have pre-prepared, to be honest. I've got my A5 card and I have cut this ready. I just need to glue this down. Just way up, here we go. Where's Where's my pin? It's my own fault, 'cause I left the top off all night last night. There you go, that will teach me. Right, I'm just gonna make sure I get to my corners. I don't like my corners sticking up. Just gonna stick that down there. And then this, I'm just going to place that on the top. A little bow might look nice on there, I think. Because I've already made one like this, so I know it will look alright actually, there's no think about it. That's it. Make sure my card's the right way around, or an upside down card. And look at that, that's beautiful. Just a simple, very clean looking, rustic card. Might need to hold that down a little bit to stick, because it does buckle a bit. This paper does buckle a little bit. Obviously because it's handmade. It's not as flat as some others. So just give it time for my glue to grab. Ta-da! What I'm going to do is very quickly make a tiny bow, a teeny tiny bow, just to show you what you can do. Just a teeny tiny bow. Like that. I do love these bow makers, game changer. Just a teeny tiny bow. If that was put on there, it's not going to stick because I've not got my hot glue on, but yeah, that on there, look at that. Pretty, does that just finishes it off nicely. Okay, there's one, and then we'll put this one together. Again, a nice simple card, pre-made. I'm not sure my glue will stick anything to that glitter, but we can always use tape if not. What's that? Put that on there. I don't really think that's going to stick well. I'll have to get my other tape out. That will go on there, and that will go on there. Got a bit of a fluffy edge there. I can't have that. Slightly off centre, but you know, you can put a few little gems here and there to even it off. That's it. And there you go. touch too much on that because it's still a bit damp, that ink, I think. No, it's dried off now. Another lovely card. Just like that, yes. I shall stick that with some, when I get my double-sided tape out, I shall stick that, because I don't think my glue will hold that to the, I suppose there's only one way to find out, isn't there really? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Either it will or it won't. If it comes off, I'll just have to re-stick it with something stronger. Oh, I don't know. Seems to have grabbed quite well, actually. Well, that shows me, doesn't it? There you go. Beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Let's have a little, let's put a little gem in the middle of that star. Just a teeny tiny one. What about a blue one? No, it needs to be silver. It's going to be one of these, isn't it? No, I want it. I can't find it. One of these will do it. Yep. So I'm doing on the wrong side. So one of those, stick it on there like that. I don't think that needs anything else. So there you have it. Just left that out now. 2 beautiful cards made using the BetterPress. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.